contentious corner in Camden, New Jersey, took place a tragedy unmatched in U.S. history. Veteran Howard Unruh left his room at 9:30 a.m. Half an hour later, 12 people were dead, a 13th dying.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know how.
Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Through those gates our walk takes us to the ferry, then over the river.
Virgil, is that where it ends?
That's where it begins. Do you know why you're here?
I remember some. I don't know if I want to, but I deserve everything I get.
You should rest first. Ferryman buys his time between crossings. Howard Unruh, September 6th, 1949. Are you willing to tell me what happened that day that brought about the deaths of all those people?
I remember some. I forget the things I should remember, and I can't stop remembering the things I should forget.
You were in the army once, right? In that great war that sent so many down here?
I fought my share of Krauts. I remember I liked killing them.
And then you came home?
Then I came home.
Where was home?
Camden, New Jersey. 3202 River Road, my mother's apartment, Frida. She died a while back. I sensed it coming in her letters.
Your father?
Separated. He died some time ago.
Brothers? Sisters?
Just James. He was married then, lived with his wife. Now he's gone too. He never wrote.
You came back changed, didn't you?
Shrinks thought so. That's what they decided after they stuck me with needles and asked me all those questions. I tried to be the same. Church on Sunday mornings, Bible study on Monday nights. Hey, I carried the good book with me everywhere I went. Read those same words over and over again and hoped it would fix me. I built up a collection of guns and weapons, but I couldn't remember who I was. I still can't.
How many guns did you have?
7 or 8, eventually. All rifles and the Luger pistol. I put up a firing range with a steel plate in Mother's cellar to stay sharp. I had bayonets, knives, a machete, too. The machete I bought because I had a mind to decapitate Mr. and Mrs. Cohen. Mostly it was just a hobby.
But those two became crutches for you, didn't they? Guns and God. Look, Howard. Memory lingers on the rim of the chasm. We see shadows, we hear voices, but we cannot change the past.
Howie, we're going to be late if you don't hurry. You can clean that rifle later.
Mother?
That Marjorie girl's going to be at Bible study tonight. If you just gave it a chance, I really think you'd get along.
Mother? Mother, can you hear me? Wait, no, Mother, don't!
She can't, Howard. Only shadows.
Is she down here? In this?
With you? But let her stop the day she died, didn't they? All those years ago. Was she the only one you ever really loved?
I thought there was another. Once. I was wrong. Mother tried hard. I went with Marjorie for a while just to make her happy.
You think she knew the truth?
I think so. She wanted me, too. The way Marjorie wanted me. The way those strange hands in the dark did. I don't want to remember that.
When did that sign of you start?
High school? Friends of mine, I find myself attracted to them. I wanted to get to know them better, just to be close to them.
When did it really start?
Soon after Marjorie ended, I went to Philadelphia. I took a bus to an all-night theater on Market Street. Different men would come in and there were signs to look for. He'd rub his leg up against mine and watch me out of the corner of his eye to see how I took it. Eventually we'd get comfortable and play a while. I never knew their names. I didn't want to.
How often did you go there?
Often enough to learn to like it.
Did you you ever try with your neighbors in Camden?
No, positively not.
Well, how'd they find out?
One night in the theater, I made the usual moves with the fellow next to me, and people behind me were whispering, but I heard someone say. I stood up, it startled me. I looked behind me and I saw Armand, Harry, and some of the neighborhood boys who'd hang around his house. After that, it seemed like everybody knew.
How come you never smoke, drink, chase after babes?
You remember what you said?
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
Yeah, but that temptation is still pretty tough to stay away from me.
Be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil, walketh about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour.
Yeah, but what's that good book ever done for you? You ever touched a girl who's not your mother? I've heard stories about you, son.
Earl Horner, money changers, him and Mr. Cohen both. Earl locked his door that morning. Cohen didn't.
How did you feel when they talked about you?
Like I wanted to hurt them. I didn't struggle so much about me, about the way I am until those nights in the theater. I just felt so strange. And nobody else thought or felt those things. And when I'd come back home to Camden, I hated everybody. It wasn't any business of theirs to talk and to joke and to spread it around. I went to pharmacy school at Temple for a few months. I couldn't concentrate. I dropped out. I met some other boys there, and we'd get together at Rittenhouse Square a couple times a week. We were all alike in that way, and there were things that only we could talk about with each other. We were an unwanted band of misfits, and Rittenhouse was our island. They taught me I wasn't different. And one of them, he taught me more than anyone. We went steady for 2 years, me and Marjorie. I couldn't keep drowning out that other side of me. She was in love with me, but I wasn't in love with her. One night I broke it off. I told her I was a schizo and that she should forget about me. When she cried, I felt nothing.
And it got worse.
It got worse.
How?
Mr. Cohen. He owned the drugstore next door. Mother's landlord, too. He was always bawling me out in public. One day, I came in just to use his payphone, and he just had to humiliate me.
Dominic, you see Howard over there?
Mm-hmm.
Came back from the army and lets his mother support him. No job, no school, nothing. All he does is hop on that bus to Philly for God knows what.
Thinks he's got his full down that Bible around. Hear the boys say, drop his pants for $1.
Boys tell stories. Either way, you gotta watch them quiet ones.
Mr. Cohen, he shortchanged me 5 times in his store. Twice I told him about it. The other 3 I wrote it in my journal.
Was that all he did?
No, there was the gate too. To get into Mother's apartment, we had to use the Cohen's back gate. The lot was always full of weeds and mud, and Mrs. Cohen, she was always complaining that I shut the gate too loud. They closed the store early on Thursdays. That was their night out. In the summer, Mr. Cohen, he liked to bet on the horses at Garden State Park, a money changer, like I said. Mrs. Cohen, she had the bad habit of talking really loud and didn't care who heard it. Always telling people about me, about the way I walked, about my guns.
I was gonna bet Razor. I was up at the window already, but guess who I met, Rose?
Well, I just don't know, Maurice. Who'd you meet?
Joseph's from up the street. Play sweet tooth, he tells me. Says he got a tip straight from the jockey himself. Alright, so I play sweet tooth. And it's Razor that won by 4 lengths. I never even saw Sweet Tooth leave the gate. He could still be there for
It's Howard again. Slamming the gate, making that awful racket. You did it last night when you were out. Tuesday, too.
Look, you ought to mention it to Frida. You don't, I will. Somebody ought to set that boy right.
I've barely seen her since June. She either working or stays cooped up in that apartment. Some of the ladies at St. Paul's told me hay fever. I think she's just a nervous wreck.
Look, Frida's as nutty as Howard. You know, it's her fault he's like that. One best for her if he came back from Europe in a box, like a man.
Mr. Cohen's old mother, Minnie, she was just as bad.
Hi there, Mama.
Charles is asleep. What was that bang? I could hear it in the bedroom. Howard, slam the gate again. Third time this week. Sodomite, off on another adventure, I bet.
Mama!
It's true, Maurice. You know what he does over there? Madeline Harry's boy and his friends say they saw Howard in a theater with a man. They caught him red-handed. He's a queer.
I heard that he runs some boarding house in the city, and that's why he stays out all night.
A room? How's he pay for that? I know it ain't Frida, and I know the boy hasn't worked an honest day in years.
How do you think he pays?
It's sinful.
It's unnatural is what it is. No wonder he walks so weird. I wonder if he's bold enough to keep that Bible of his next to the bed while it's happening.
I never slammed it that hard. I never walked like that either.
Did Mrs. Cohen ever confront you?
She did.
Howard, I wish you would open and close that gate more quietly at night. It's
Why don't you shut up? That's how I handled it.
Was that the end?
No, they kept it up.
It's midnight, Maurice. He's so strange. Listen to the records he plays.
So he doesn't like Hank Williams or the Andrews sisters. So what?
There's something wrong with that boy. He scares me. It's his face, it's his eyes, it's everything.
Peculiar. So are a lot of people in this world. You can't worry about them all.
But this one lives next door. That's the difference. He doesn't like us. In fact, he hates us. I can tell.
How one person can worry so much.
Say something, Maurice. To Frida, at least.
Look. I'll talk to her when she comes with the rent tomorrow, right?
Good afternoon, Mr. Cohen. August. It's the whole month this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Unruh. And how are you?
Fine. Kind of you to ask.
We haven't seen much of you this summer.
Well, the factory takes up a lot of time. You know, my clothes aren't so nice, so I keep to myself.
Rose mentioned you didn't know. You were getting worried.
It's my head. I don't know. I don't feel well very often. It's been so hot this summer.
Too hot. But it's good that
Samuel, my husband, when we're separated. Well, he found work dredging the river, and they let him sleep on the barge most nights. My James, you remember James? Well, he and his wife Evelyn just bought a house in Haddon Heights. It's just a few miles down the road. I think it was across the country.
And Howard?
Howie? Well, Howie, I wish I knew it. Howie's fine, thank you.
Look, Mrs. Unruh. It's nothing serious, but my wife asked me to speak with you. Apparently Howard was rude to her the other day.
Howard? Rude?
Well, it's her back gate. He shuts it rather loudly. Rose said something to him and he snapped at her.
My Howard snapped at her?
That's what she said, but sure Howard didn't mean to be rude. You know, sometimes words come out poorly. I mean, I've heard the gate sing too, Mrs. Unruh. And then there's the music he plays late at night.
Oh, he's very fond of the classics. He's very right. He always was.
I'm sure. Either way, if you would just remind Howard, my wife would appreciate it. We can put this all behind us.
Yes, Mr. Cohen. He's in the city with some of his friends for a few days, but when he comes back, I'll speak to him. Thank you, Mr. Cohen.
You can go to her, Howard.
I can't.
Only if you're ready to remember.
Howie.
There aren't words to describe how close we were.
I missed you.
She did so much for my brother and me. I wish she would have looked after herself more, you know? She's always nervous, always depressed. When father couldn't send money, She would go hungry so that we didn't have to.
He's my boy.
I worried about her all the time. Worried what she'd think of me.
Your father's not the man that you are.
One night, she caught me playing with myself in bed. Tore off the covers. Didn't say anything. Just stared.
I just want to know that you're okay.
A few days later, she asked me about it at breakfast. Just how it felt.
I just want you to be happy.
When I was younger, she'd wrestle with me in bed. Wanted to show me how Father wrestled with her. I never did, though.
You'll always take care of me. Right, Howard? You'll always be my boy. Won't you?
After I left, say things in her letters, things I didn't want to hear, things that I wanted to forget. I didn't want her to feel any pain. But if I would have shot her that morning, the sound would have alerted the whole neighborhood.
You regret that?
More than anything. Camden is what I thought hell was until I saw hell in person.
How? You haven't seen hell yet.
I retreated to my friends across the river, Everett House. I retreated to him. When I came back home, I retreated to my rifles.
I tell you, he's firing a gun. If you listen, you can hear it.
I don't know. Maybe he's doing some hammering in the basement or something.
Look, Maurice, his mother told me about his collection. I know he has them. And I know he's firing a gun down there. I've heard it before. There is something wrong with that boy. I don't know why he's practicing like he is, but he hates us.
Are you serious?
I've never been more serious. Something needs to be done, Maurice. I want you to report him to the police.
Report him. For what?
If you don't do something, I will.
Mrs. Cohen caught Mother in the yard one day.
Frida, would you have a moment?
Of course, Mrs. Cohen. Would you like to step inside?
It's Rose, please. And no thank you. I just wanted a quick word.
Okay.
It's about your son.
Howie?
Yes, Howie. Frida, I'm concerned about your son, as is my husband, my mother-in-law, and others in the neighborhood.
I don't understand.
Your son is rude, inconsiderate, and deviant. He is unnatural and sinful. His weapons frighten me. They frighten my son. This is not some army barracks or Germany. This is our home.
I'm terribly sorry.
Frankly, I don't know how you live in that apartment with him. If it was me, I would be fearing for my life. Maurice and I plan to sell our store and move to Atlantic City within the next year, and you'll have some other landlord. Until then, please see that Howard does not use our gate any longer.
Rose,
I'll pray for you and your son.
I wish I could have killed him then and there. Who else made you angry, Howard?
It wasn't just the Cohens you murdered after all?
No, this shoemaker down the block, John Pilarczyk. He had a stack of lumber for an addition to his store that kept leaking rainwater into Mother's cellar, and he did it on purpose.
Hey, you're Frida's boy, right?
Water from here is coming over into our place.
Jeez, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, you know it now.
that rather well. Did he stop?
No. I went back the next day and I broke up all his lumber. He was in Mr. Cohen's store later with Clark Hoover, the barber, the tailor, Thomas Agrino, others too. And they were all talking about me. I heard them.
I don't know what to do, Maurice. I don't know what the boys got against me. I don't like it.
Look, the guy's a case. You don't like no one. Honestly, I don't even think he likes himself. He's a religious nut if you ask me.
He's a goddamn degenerate is what he is. Look, I've heard the stories. They're true, ain't they?
Pilarczyk saw me as I was getting off the bus from Philly one morning. I remember Cohen came out of his store to watch.
Hey! You! Did you mess up that pile of lumber over there?
I did.
Listen, faggot. You ever do something like that to me again, I'll knock your block off.
You do that and I'll blow your head off.
Whoa, whoa! It's crazy. Did I tell you it was crazy? Come on.
Jesus Christ.
There was been cracks about me. Cohen said Pilarczyk should have me arrested after that. He kept on dumping sand and clay into our lot too. Zagrino, he'd stand outside his store and talk about me, wondering why I hadn't been picked up for carrying a gun around the neighborhood.
Did you ever complain about them?
No!
Did you ever confront the barber, the tailor, the Cohen?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
I don't know. I could hear them at night when I'd be in bed. Sometimes I worried that they could hear me too. I could hear them talking about me, about my secrets, about how I was different. Who had excuses anyhow?
Your mother tried to help, didn't she?
She called Father. He came out that Labor Day, the night before everything happened. We spent the whole day building a brand new gate just for us.
What happened that night?
We had dinner, and I went to Philly to the movies.
Alone?
Why was it supposed to be? I don't want to talk about that. We spent the whole night in the theaters. It was after 2 when I got home. I saw the gate was missing.
The new gate you just built.
It had been ripped up by Cohen, Pilarczyk, and the rest. I just knew it.
What did you do?
I had to do something.
How?
I decided to use the Luger. Mother woke me up the next morning, but I didn't sleep much. I wanted to wait until 9:30.
Why then?
The shops would be open. Would have made post toasties and eggs for breakfast. I ate. Then I went down to the cellar. And I grabbed a wrench.
What did you do with the wrench, Howard?
I went back upstairs. I held it up and I cornered Mother.
Why?
I wanted to spare her.
What's the matter?
Spare her from what?
I don't know. Everything to come. All the pain, the decades of it. I just stood there, holding the wrench over her head.
What do you want to do that for?
Why didn't you spare her?
Oh, you scared me.
I don't know. When she ran, I couldn't turn back. The shooting was an operation. It had to be done.
Where did your mother go?
A friend's.
Howard, I have to use your phone. It's Howard. It's Howard.
Howard, what's wrong with Howard?
Howard doesn't love me anymore.
They say she fainted when she heard the first shots.
How did the shooting start?
I went back upstairs to grab the Luger from my desk. I grabbed 2 extra clips, some loose rounds, put them in my pocket, then I put the pistol in my other pocket. Then I headed for the shoemaker's John Pilarczyk's.
Did you have any conversation with him?
No.
What did you do when you walked in the store?
Looked to see who was in there. And I walked up to him, pulled the gun, and I shot him.
How many times?
I remember firing once. I might have fired 2 or 3. I remember I shot him and then he fell onto the ground. I stepped over, Shot him in the head.
Who came next?
Went to the barbershop Clark Hoover's place.
Who was in the barbershop?
Clark's and patrons.
It was the little boy, Horace. He was 6 years old. His mother, Catherine, was there too.
Little boy
He was
sit-
starting first grade the very next day.
The little boy was sitting on a white hobby horse and Clark was cutting his hair.
Did you say anything to him?
Hey! I got something for you, Clarky!
Did he say anything to you?
No.
What then?
I walked over and opened fire on him.
How close?
Close.
Did you see the boy
No.
and the mother?
No. Not then. The bullet went through the boy's chest and into Clark and then he fell over. Mama, I didn't hear her, but I stepped around the white hobby horse and shot Clarky in the head. Then I headed for the Cohens.
Did you notice the mother leave behind you?
No.
My boy! My boy, he's dead! I know he's dead!
The insurance man, James Hutton, was stepping out of the drugstore. I knew him. I wasn't sore with him at all. He was just standing there and I said, "Excuse me, sir." He didn't move fast enough.
Where'd you find the Cohens?
He's coming to kill us!
Take Charles and get upstairs now! Hide! Must have heard me shoot Hutton. When I walked in the store, they'd already ran Mrs. Cohen after that boy. There's Charles. I went to the back of the store and upstairs to their apartment. Mr. Cohen tried to climb out of a window onto the roof, but I got him. I could hear Mrs. Cohen in the closet behind me, so I fired through the door. She was still making noise, so I opened up the door, and I stopped it. Then I could hear Mrs. Cohen, Mr. Cohen's old mother, calling the police in the bedroom.
Help us! It's that Unruh fellow! Howard! He's killing everyone! Help!
What did you do when you heard that?
I shot her. Never did find Charles.
And then?
Then I headed for the tailor shops at Greenhouse. On the way there, I saw a man in a car, Alvin Day. I didn't know him, he was just looking at me. I opened fire through the windshield. Car rolled onto the sidewalk. Zagrino wasn't at his store, but I got his wife, Helga. Earl Horner's grocery was locked, so I just fired through the door and I left. When I turned around, there was a car stopped at a red light with 2 women and a boy inside.
Ellen Wilson, your 10-year-old son John, and Emma Matlack.
I opened fire on them. The boy died at the hospital.
There was another little boy, a 2-year-old.
Thomas Hamilton. He was looking down at me from a window, but I got him. There were others I shot too. Some I missed, others I hit, and they survived. I guess I just lost control.
How did it feel when you lost control?
No. Indifferent. Like it was my job, like it was routine, like it was the war again.
And?
Felt good watching them fall. Felt good stepping over the insurance man's body, made me want to keep going.
And did you?
I went to the Harry house. I walked into the kitchen, opened fire on Mrs. Harry. I wanted her son, our mom, the one who saw me in the theater that night. I walked up to him, pulled the gun, pulled the trigger. Nothing happened. So I whipped him. Then I went home, sat on my bed, and I waited.
Waited for what?
I don't know. Anything.
You received the phone call, Dan.
It was the reporter from the Evening Courier. He looked my name up in the phone book.
Is it Howard?
Yes. What's the last name of the party you want?
Unruh.
What's the last name of the party you want?
Unruh. I'm a friend, and I want to know what they're doing to you.
You're not doing a damn thing to me, but I'm doing plenty to them.
How many have you killed?
I don't know. I haven't counted, but it looks like a pretty good score.
Why are you killing these poor, innocent people?
I can't answer that. I can't talk right now. I got some friends coming to get me.
Did your friends come?
came, tear gas through the window. I surrendered. I never wanted to hurt the police. When they dragged me out, the sergeant asked me if I was a psycho, but I'm not a psycho. I got a good mind. I'd do it all again, the same way, too. I'd kill 1,000 if I had enough bullets. That's the worst part. That's the part I wish I could forget.
What about the women you killed in the car? And the children?
They did nothing to me. I don't know why I shot them.
Did they look at you?
No. They look straight ahead like zombies.
Do you feel any remorse for killing them?
No. I don't feel badly about it.
Even the children?
I guess I feel badly about them.
Why?
They were so small.
That's not the part you wish you could forget, Howard.
What?
This wasn't over coins, a gate, rainwater in the cellar, or even cruel gossip.
What?
Look, Howard.
No! No, 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 no! No, no, no! I don't want to see him! Please!
Memory lingers on the rim of the chasm. We remember, but we cannot change the past. You said there was another you loved. It was him. It was Van. He was supposed to meet you that night at the theater, but he never came.
No, 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 no! I waited all night, but he never showed! He never showed, and I don't know why!
Oh, you met him at Temple that summer. A misfit like you. He taught you more about life than any human or any scripture could.
I thought about you. I thought about where you were, what you were doing. I thought about how different it all would have been. I wondered if you were at peace. I wondered if you had a family. I wondered if any of this would have happened if you just walked into the theater that night. But it's not your fault. It's mine. You deserve better. And I would have ruined you. I want you to go.
Have you ever asked your God for forgiveness? We're not through those gates yet.
The Lord deserted me a long time ago. I'm no good anyhow.
But doesn't he forgive all things?
If we ask first,
You didn't ask.
I didn't ask.
Maybe you should.
No. I don't think I will.
Have you ever cried, Howard?
Yes.
Have you ever cried thinking about all those people? When was the last time?
I guess I'm crying now.
At Caesar's funeral, Mark Antony said, "The evil that men do lives after them, while the good is often interred with their bones." John Pilarchik, Clark Hoover, Horace Smith, James Hutton, Maurice Cohen, Rose Cohen, Minnie Cohen, Alvin Day, Helga Sabrino, Ellen Wilson, John Wilson, Emma Matlack, and Thomas Hamilton. Since your walk that day, there are thousands whose names we can't remember, and scores more that we'll never know. If the evil things you did must plague those you've left behind, it's better for them to understand why you did such evil things than to run from your kind in terror. It's time to finish our walk, Howard.
Thank you.